the government actually came to me direct. They came directly to me. They reached out to me and they wanted me to play myself. First, surprising that any government body would want me to be like a poster child for any kind of how-to in terms of behavior. But yeah, they said we wanted to take comedians, we want to make it a little bit light, even though the message is serious. We want the message to be light-ish. So with some humor. So that for the French campaign, they got François Bellefeuille, and a French comedian, and then they got me, a French comedian, to do the English version because I was known, I guess. I'm known in the English community.
So we're gonna have more leftovers than we need. It's a big change staying home for the holidays. But let's look at some of the positives.
The moon landing was just a hoax. Come on.
Do you have that kind of Uncle Bob?
Set it all up.
You won't have to wear what ma tante Gigi gave you, because you can't even see her.
I wouldn't say there was any transformation. They asked me, do you have trouble attaching your brand or your image to this message? And I'm like, no, I want this to be over, and this is a campaign toward making the COVID crisis lightened and toward an end of it. So I have no problem being part of that, telling people, I think because it was me, there's a clin d'oeil there that the rules suck. We know they suck, but please, can we try? Can we try to make this not so bad? I have a mother. I don't want her getting sick. See? So it wasn't, and the way that they had me shoot, the scripts were written basically the same for English and French. And then I think once the creative team at the agency got to know me, they're like, oh, maybe the English campaign will go more in the direction of my personality. So putting me in the bathrobe and the underwear, which is how I've lived basically my last 10 months. Also stopped buying razors, as everybody can see. Razors have been one of those. That's a spoil that we can no longer afford. Now I'm just living Grizzly Adams, just gonna start.
Best gift, it's your health and safety. So that's why it's important that you stay home.
Put on some pants!
And let's keep our spirits up.
They're seeing big picture, the government. I mean, it was a government ad. They had me saying things that I'm like, really, this is going to pass? And then I was helping with changing some of the script and that. For instance, there was one of the spot that we did where at the end of the spot, I say, oh, they don't call him Dirty Bob for nothing. And I'm like, I don't think we should say Dirty Bob. Maybe because it was about melting or defrost a turkey in the bathtub. And I was like, maybe we call him Salmonella Bob or something like that. Because Dirty Bob, see, in English, I was doing the lines with my girlfriend the night before, and she's like, Dirty Bob, that sounds like there's a pedophile in your house. So I told them that, the government, I'm like, I don't think we should say Dirty Bob. And that's the one they took. Thank God they didn't run the ad, but they went with Dirty Bob. So there was things that they let me be involved in the creative aspect of it to make it more myself. Like at first they had me in one of the TV spot. I'm on a treadmill walking, and then I just grab a drink out of the fridge. At first they had me actually exercising on the treadmill. And I'm like, anybody who knows me knows that I would never do exercise. If anything, if I have a treadmill in my house, I'm using it as a mode of transportation to get booze or cigarettes or something. And so they said, okay, that works too. Let's do that. Let's go with the thing. On the comedy side, basically the pandemic has made, or the panderic, as I like to call it, the good old panderic. I call it the panderic because I feel it's affecting me more than anybody else. No one is suffering more than me. I'm having to spend countless hours with my own family. It's brutal. I really can't wait to get back to the days of being a deadbeat dad that's on the road all the time. But it's made my industry, my career, it's made it illegal. So it's tough. We've adjusted a little bit. I do online shows. I have an online show coming up on February 12th. Be there. That's derekseguin.com/panderic if you want to enjoy a comedy show from right here. Probably won't be wearing pants. But, I'm doing corporate things online, doing fundraisers online. That's just our new way of life, and trying to spend less money to make it through this. Like everybody else, we have to adjust. Hopefully we'll get through it. Don't forget, wear your mask, wash your hands. It's weird. It's washing our hands somehow give me this false sense of cleanliness. I find myself showering about 20% as often as I did before. But that's it. Listen, bad boy, yes. So good on the government for using a regular guy that I never really worried about having a squeaky clean image. If anything, I'm like, say I've done 2 nasty shows. People they know me as being vulgar and a real guy that talk about real things. So I'm real.